Yeah. You guys all know that diesel engines, diesel trucks are racist, right? Right? According to California officials. I guess it just fits, doesn't it, guys? I guess it just fits. Check this out. You guys ever try sauerkraut on pizza before? I know it doesn't look that great, but it's cold pizza, leftovers. A little fresh sauerkraut on top though. A little chipotle powder. So yeah, California officials have stated now that it's the loving, it's the social justice-y, it's the equitable thing to do to get rid of all diesel trucks, because diesel trucks are racist, guys. Racist. Even more so, white guys that drive diesel trucks. And I know that's probably the majority of diesel truck owners. Super racist, right, guys? You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. This is a literal thing right now in California. I think they make up, I try to make sense. I'm trying to make logic of the liberal logic, but it's darn near impossible to make any sense of their nonsense. Killing us white folk isn't the problem. It's killing the minorities. That's the big thing we got to worry about. So, and I'm not too sure, like, if California, all these rich, wealthy, filthy, wealthy, rich Californians, I don't know if they've really thought this one through all the way to the end, if you know what I mean. I mean, if you want to afford all your luxury items, if you want, keep up your custom home remodels every year, keep constructing those multi-million-dollar houses, I'm not sure exactly how you're going to truck in all those supplies without diesel trucks. Does any one of these experts, these lawmakers, anybody come up with a plan, keep things kind of operating smoothly? I would hope so. But I kind of have my doubts. I really have my doubts. So I'm just listening to NPR. It's better than listening to the stand-up comedy show. I gotta get my laugh somewhere, right? Do the responsible thing first here, guys. I want to teach kids out there to do potentially destructive behaviors, right? Like listen to officials and start believing they don't have immune systems to fight off common viruses, and cave into the peer pressure and the fear, to go line up for their experimental gene therapy and whatnot. So guys, like, I'm listening to NPR, and I don't know if anybody's heard of this one yet, but I guess it's a thing. What do they call it? Backtrack my mind. Transracial adoption. It's a super big thing. Transracial. Don't you just love how they continue to play with words, link things that aren't even linked, but they all kind of come under this umbrella of moral superiority, virtue signaling, this Teflon coating of social justice and equity. Just like calling diesel trucks racist, right? It's that simple. You can get a majority on board with whatever kind of draconian bullcrap you want to try to pass to destroy our economy and our standard of living, as long as you call it, as long as you raise the banner of fighting against racism. I'm on board. I don't want to be seen as a racist, right? I know I'm a white guy, but I'm on board with your social justice, equity, minority worship stuff, guys. I have a picture of a black man on my wall, Michael Jordan. He's a great basketball player. Yes, I light incense to him every day like a saint. Isn't that what everybody does? Yes, I rub his Michael Jordan signed basketball to appease the gods of leftist PC police, thought police. It's that easy though. You get people on board with a movement, you just gotta call the alternative racist, right? You know, the Pope was notorious for this in Europe, claiming that countries, you know, the exact same, you know, these guys aren't at all original, right? They just parrot the same talking points and expect people, and I guess for the most part, most people are reactionary enough to fall for it. Bullcrap propaganda line, but yeah, the Pope goes around and calls countries that don't want wide open borders and don't want floods of immigrants coming into their countries that can't assimilate with their culture, and, you know, rape gangs and whatever else, you know, pissing and shitting in the streets. The Pope calls all them racist because they don't want to take care. They want to take care of the babies, the little brown babies. And it's the same thing here, right? If you're against open borders, if you're against this global push for a one world order, basically, because if you don't have borders and you're part of a broader collective, right? You're part of the new world order. If you're against all that, if you're for your own sovereignty, if you're a MAGA Republican, America First type, you're instantly a racist. I mean, you're just, and there's no atoning for your racism. Your racism it's not skin deep. It's incurable. They can't even make a vaccine for your type of racism, right? As miraculous as these witch doctors are, like Big Pharma Fauci and the crew. Literally, so on NPR, let me get back to the, I was just listening to this new word, this new buzzword that they threw out was transracial adoption, and they're talking to these like teenagers about how traumatic their childhood was because their parents, you know, were probably white from a different race, and they didn't honor enough their racial heritage, and so they felt like they didn't belong. One Colombian girl said she went back to her homeland, Colombia, and she was a stranger there as well, because she was never taught, they never appreciated enough her culture. Talk about little entitled brats. You're adopted, and you're gonna sit there and dog your adopted parents for not promoting your culture enough, maybe because it's not part of their culture. You know, people kind of tend to exhibit the type of behaviors that fits with their culture, and I don't know if you want to make, you know, white boy can't jump, right? Like white boy can't dance. You know, I can think of all different types of things white boys can't do because it's, you know, common cliche insult against white boys. What do you expect us to turn black overnight? Start watching oh man, what's that? What you talking about, Willis? Oh man, I forgot the name of that TV show. That was like one of the first black TV shows. Anyway, I know I'm just starting coming across as racist now, but I can't help it. I'm driving a diesel truck to haul water up in the mountains. Yes, I live in the mountains, and it's the majority of white folk live in the mountains. I don't know why. Why do most people live in the cities, the big cities? I think it's cultural, right? You know, why don't I ever see don't think any black folk neighbors that live up here. We got one. We got a couple Hispanic, I think, or South American. I think they need to import more races up here in the mountains. You know, it's not proportionately represented. I think we need a 50-50 brown people, white people up here in the mountains. You know, ship them in from like Somalia, right? Isn't that what they do with the Somalians? I got an uncle out there in Minnesota, and he's like, I don't know why they're sending them here, and he thinks it's out of control too. But I think he's a Democrat. But yeah, why do you send Somalians to Minnesota of all places, man? I mean, are you trying to torture these folks? It's a cold ass state, man. Like, that's up there, up north. But man. So yeah, social. Wait. Transracial. I wonder if there's such a thing as trans racism now. Is that a thing too? Like, all you gotta do is attach the word tran onto any political issue that you just kind of want to ram through your agenda, and you're gonna have like 90% of the virtue signaling left on board for it. You know, it doesn't matter, you know, if it's sacrificing babies for Moloch, as long as you call it, you know, like a trans I can't think of something good for that, I'm sorry. Trans baby sacrifice, I don't know. Like, they're good. They'll sign them up, man. They're ready. They're down. They're on board with the plan, guys. And you wonder why they've groomed so much the left as being the, you know, like the coolest, right? They attach anything left to young, hipster, trendy. They got the youth, right? For the most part, captured. But the tide's changing. Tide's changing, folks. There's a lot of young people that are waking up to your bull crap, and it's obvious. And when they find out that all your meanie greeny policies are completely destroying their way of life, their standard of living, like the Pope says, we got to change our lifestyles. The trendy Pope, you know, hashtag Pontifex Maximus, whatever the hell. Or at Pontifex Maximus, Pontifex at Pontifex, whatever. I'm sure the Pope sits around and tweets all day too. He doesn't just have like a, you know, little minion doing it for him. Just like Trump even, right? Do you think Trump tweeted out every tweet that Trump tweeted out? I don't know, guys. You know, like, I don't know. It's insane. This world has gone insane, and I think more people are waking up to that fact, and that's why there is, you know, like the God himself, I guess, of Twittersphere. Elon Musk put it, there's a red wave coming. It's like, yeah, way to state the obvious there, genius. Yeah, it's a dialectic. It's a pendulum. It swings left, right, right, and what you got to be worried about is the extremes that it swings to, right? I know this is really hard to crack through some of the skulls on the right out there, and you know, obviously I agree with the majority of the platform. I look at the platform on the left and I'm like, you guys are freaking retarded. You guys are retarded. Is this really what's the most important thing on the menu right now? On the plate? Like, how about we protect everybody's standard of living right now, right? And audit the freaking Fed. What are they doing to our dollars, right? Ron Paul said it. You know, the most insidious tax on the poor, which is primarily brown-skinned people, right? Dark-skinned people, black folk. The most insidious tax is inflation. What are we seeing right now? Oh, we're seeing a crap ton of inflation. And, man, some people can't even afford to buy groceries, you know? Can't afford to drive their vehicles for Uber anymore, right? My sister used to do that. It got so costly. She had to sell her, I think she had a Mercedes. Yeah, not worth it, folks. Not worth it. But even then, with a little economy car, I think like a Subaru Forester or some crap, she still couldn't afford it, so it wasn't worth the money. And so what are you doing to all these like small, lower income people and their standard of living by inflating their dollars? You're not hurting the rich people. You know, a few extra dollars, a loaf of bread, you think that's gonna hurt some rich person? And by rich, I don't mean like, you know, middle class. I mean, some people, middle class seems rich. I mean, filthy rich. Like multi-homes, multi-millionaire. And I'm not dogging those people. I might be a little jealous, I'll admit it. But I got friends who are millionaires. I don't hate them. I don't think they got it, you know, unjustly. They worked their ass off. This one friend of mine from, he's a broker, real estate broker in Napa Valley. Yeah, dude, he killed it. He killed it. He had a good work ethic. He was a personable, and good communicator. And he went to college, and he was, you know, he started out being a slumlord, man. He was dividing up his, because the rent was so high there. I think he at one point took his friend's advice, and he, I think he told me this, he divided up his garage into a multi-dwelling rental. So yeah, I mean, people, and he uses debt. I mean, still to this day, I believe he came out to this state from Cali, gobbling up real estate before the stuff started getting really hot. He's smart, makes good decisions. He just recently invested in crypto. Yeah, back when Bitcoin was at 9,000. Not a bad time to get in. Asked me for some advice. I gave him a little crumb. I don't know if it's for me. Like I told him, yeah. I don't know if I got the temperament for day trading, really. This stuff drive you nuts, man. Give you a breakdown like it did me, mental breakdown. And it's still struggling, isn't it, crypto? Yeah, some people rightfully, you know, have just been successful in life and worked for it, you know? Like, I guess I haven't craved wealth enough. I guess that's my problem. I don't crave money enough to really work for it. But I do value freedom, and that's one thing. You gotta have some money to buy yourself some freedom, buy yourself some land, build a little house or park a trailer, whatever it takes. And yeah, I'm still working on that. Yeah, it's taking time. A little too much time. Hopefully, God willing, we still have time, right? I mean, the way things are going, prices of things. Colors are changing here in the mountains. Things are getting gold. It's pretty. Some of the grasses, I hear the aspen are nice. Probably go up this week, and I heard it's free to get in the park. Free. Imagine that. Go look at our own land for free, right? In any case, I'm feeling all right. I'm all right. I'm a little low energy today, as Trump would put it. But hey, not all of us can be like hyped up like that guy, right? We all have our own little candle wicks, and you know, God cut them at a certain length, and we can do our part to get that flame burning brighter. But ultimately, He knows how long our wicks are, and you know how much like that vital energy that we have in life, and eventually all that energy is used up, and we just start creeping, fizzling, sputtering. So our light blows out, I guess. Then comes the darkness. Man, I'm getting depressing, aren't I? Anyway, yeah, everybody, I got a podcast coming up this weekend. Quick plug. Color Red. I don't know if I like that title or not. I'll probably just stick with it. I was going to say Seeing Red. Probably more applicable to the topic, which is the the Dark Brandon Red speech. I know it's late. You don't have to tell me that. But I'm kind of the reflective guy, right? Like I let the dust settle, And by dust, I mean all these little freaking bobbleheads all over social media that get all the views. And yeah, I got way more subscribers than I got followers. But I let the little tweets and the, you know, the chirps and the hype and the bluster, whatever. I let all that settle, and then I try to like reflect. Okay, what does this actually mean? You know, I hate this concept of just reacting. Right? That's what one thing I hate about like platforms like TikTok. It just, and I swear it's designed this way, people. It's a war is on for your mind, right? As the famous still in court Alex Jones would say. Yeah, it's where they design these technologies, this social media, to control your brain, to make you think, you know, with the attention span of a gnat. I mean, they don't want you to think deep. They don't want you to study history. They don't want you to study their movements. They don't want you to pay attention from one year to the next. They don't want you to remember what happened last election cycle when, you know, you just got off of 8 years of W and screwing over our Constitution. They don't want you to remember your own party has screwed you over in the past. They want you to just look at the enemy and say, anything but that guy. That guy's the worst, man. Biden. Put anybody up there besides Biden. I could care less about Biden. Biden's an empty suit, man. The guy can't even make his way off stage. I don't know if anybody saw that recent... I think it was on Twitter. This guy's like showing so many signs of dementia at this point. It's just sad and it's scary. Because it really makes you wonder, well, if the guy that, you know, supposedly, if you trust the vote, majority of the Americans voted for, if he's not really running the show, then, well, who is? Oh, you know what? Our system is not functioning as intended, is it? It's not a representative, well, they call it a democracy, I call it a republic. It doesn't represent anybody anymore, does it? Besides special interests, besides the global elite that pull the strings of these little puppets on stage that make you think that this guy's actually in charge when he's pathetic. And it's obvious. It should be obvious to anybody by now. You know, it's a meme all over the internet, right? Nobody's home. You know, the check engine light's on and in Biden's head. And it's scary, folks. It's this America. This is not America, right? Anyway, back here at the water fill station. Thanks everybody for sticking out with me for so long, listening to all my little rants and everything. Hey man, that's asking a lot, I know. So I try to keep things interesting and relevant. And I try to keep up on things as best I can with what time I have, you know. This summer I've been busy. Got my own little projects, but hopefully some of what I've learned, some of the ideas that have come to me, and some of what I've shared have been helpful, I hope. That's my hope. Anyway, God bless everybody. It's Nightwatch N8, signing out.
This is not America. Sha-la-la-la-la. Little piece of you, a little piece in me will die. This is not a miracle, for this is not America. Lost